Today has been a rather interesting day for the crypto markets. A little bit earlier, we saw a $114,000 Bitcoin, but as I'm looking at the crypto market right now, we're not doing so well. It's left some traders say that this is some 2019 type of shit, with many others stating, hey, you know what, this is just a trap. People keep calling for this entire thing to be over. You know, just like how they always call for Bitcoin to be dead, but in reality, mostly it just pretty quickly bounces back up. And if you'd had historically just bought every single time that people had said it was dead or it was over, you'd have done pretty freaking well. Matter of fact, Bitcoin right now, let me just quickly check my notifications, has fallen below $107,000. Ethereum has fallen below 3,800. But the only thing I'm personally thinking of is just making sure I buy, making sure my bots are set up to keep on buying, because I'm no little wussy. Now, there's one counter to all of this, I gotta be honest with you, and that of course is Mr. Jim Cramer. He basically said that crypto is due for a push today, and as you guys all may know, Jim Cramer is the perfect inverse signal. So if he says that you should be buying, you should most always be selling. Basically always sell, and today it would have also worked, as earlier today Bitcoin saw 114,000 and right now we're 106, right? So if you just sold the moment that he posted something about things being ready for a push, well, you would have basically loved your life. And this happens every single freaking time. Just go look up a Jim Cramer index. It is actually ridiculously funny how accurately stupid his predictions have been. Now, to reiterate my earlier ideas, I explain this almost every single video, but as long as you do not give up over a prolonged period of time, things tend to work out pretty well. Here's, for example, Soul Break Brain, who at the real depths of the Solana dip was just buying the freaking border, all right? He was buying that freaking bottom like a maniac, buying thousands of Sol at the bottom. That's also how right now, maybe a billionaire, we don't know. At least it's got some multiple nine figures. And it actually made me realize this tweet or this post in some different way. How big a position do you have, he asked. $1 billion, I answered. You call that a position? He said dismissingly. He encouraged me to double my position. I did. And the trade went dramatically further in our favor. Soros had taught me that when you have tremendous conviction on a trade, which I basically have for almost all of my cryptos, you have to go for the jugular. It takes courage to be a pig. It takes courage to write a profit with huge leverage. As far as Soros is concerned, when you're right on something, you can't own enough. And remember, one day can change your whole life, but only if you do not quit. Keep going, millions are waiting for you. And with all the news of what's happening in the crypto market, like for example, Hong Kong approving its first Solana spot ETF coming up rather soon, or for Dogecoin, things like House of Doge. If you've got no idea what I'm talking about with regards to this, Dogecoin actually is doing significantly more than people realize. And just like how Solana right now is getting listed everywhere, and we're seeing a lot of these digital asset treasury companies, when it comes to Dogecoin, take a look at this. House of Doge to pursue listing on NASDAQ through announced merger with Bragg House Holdings, Inc. And when I let my analysts check this all out, the numbers of these, from House of Doge and things related, have actually been pretty freaking crazy. And this is not just some simple custodianship. Basically, together, House of Doge, 21 Shares, and Robinhood are developing an alternative investment vehicle and Dogecoin yield products to bring Doge into a whole new era or next era of digital finance. And why could this, something like a TBH or something like a Zone, be better than Dogecoin itself? Well, I mean, Zone is basically Dogecoin Treasury, which obviously has its benefits, and then TBH obviously is the corporate arm of Dogecoin Foundation. Well, you can think about it for yourself why those may actually be better than Doge as a coin on its own. And so from that angle, Zone is like the micro-strategy for Doge, if you think about it. But of course, this is traditional markets, not the crypto market, as a lot of you guys may know it, which to some people may be a benefit, to some people may be less nice, but anyway, interesting, right? Regardless of that, when it comes to the market right now, the only thing I'm thinking of is I gotta not get wrecked here, I gotta not give up, and I gotta realize that from the upper end, they're just developing like crazy. They want the infrastructure to be built as soon as possible, and for the most part, it's still net buys. BlackRock is reading around to buy $477 million in Bitcoin. BlackRock and ARK Invest lead 477 million Bitcoin ETF inflows amid the dip. They're just, the clients at least, are just buying more and more and more. Essentially, the ownership is just continuing to go up. I am personally indeed quite sure that throughout the whole process, there is going to be some shenanigans. I've said that multiple times throughout the past couple of weeks. And today, we're seeing just another part of that, where again, they keep saying it's dead. The price action kind of makes it look like it's dead, but realize that over time, mostly it just bounced back. And that when it comes to, for example, a coin like XRP here, realistically, the price, even though we had this little scam wick earlier, has not really done anything too bad or too crazy just quite yet. Matter of fact, we've bounced up a few cents for XRP, about $100 for ETH, and actually, like more than $1,000 for BTC from the bottom just now as well. I mean, over the next 48 hours, we've actually also got some very important data coming out. We are going to get ourselves the inflation data over in the US. This obviously could be another massively volatile thing. So make sure you watch out for that. It could also bring some nice imbalance to the crypto markets. Right now, it seems like it's just an insider game. When we're looking at it, it seems like it's just the Trump family ruling everything, and every single market movement is happening because of those guys, and you may call it unpleasant. Matter of fact, I'll talk about that in a second, what I want to say. You might call it unpleasant. There's some altcoin news that's even more unpleasant, which I'll talk about. But I just think that's also part of the growth here, right? Part of the growth is the fact that major institutions and major players, they want to exploit it. They want to make as much money as possible. But the thing is, I don't think they're going to let this go to zero. No, there's too much money on the table for this to grow. And that's why I keep referring back to gold, thinking, hey, you know how much gold just went down in a day? It went down $1.5 trillion, I believe. Like half the entire crypto market, it went down in just a day. It's the biggest loss in 12 years, and that made me realize, hey, if we're just not being wussies and realize that gold's entire move here is like crypto's all, like half of the entirety of the crypto market, when it went down in a day, we still are so freaking small. All we gotta have is some patience and realize that it's going to take time, sure, but we will get there eventually as long as we do not give up. And the same thing applied to Google. Just last night, some pretty interesting crash happened, 160 billion gone in 2 hours. And I realized as well, buy that freaking Google dip did actually turn out to be a pretty good idea, because ChatGPT posted something, made Google drop like a few percent in just like 90 minutes or something like that. But then it bounced back hard as the announcement was kind of crap. And it made me realize, man, even TradFi to some extent is just ridiculously garbage. But still, crypto takes the cake though, I gotta be honest with you. Quantum stocks have not been doing good, but something that's doing even worse is Kadena, right? Like this project that's been around for a long time. A lot of people were really all in on it, really hyped up about it, and the price was not doing too well for a long time. Then there was one guy who said, hey, saying that Kadena is dead because the price has been low or volume's been low today is like saying 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓. And then the Kadena Foundation basically made a post saying, you know what, we're quitting, and that's obviously why the price is down like minimum 60%, maybe even 90%. There have been some people who came out to say they want to buy it. You can see it's got 7 million views over the past couple of hours, basically. It's not even been 24 hours. Yeah, treacherous. Because if you look at their profile, right, this is, to me, kind of funny. To some of y'all, maybe detrimental. But just like a day before, the Kadena development or dev account posted saying, hey, we're doing so we're giving away money, you know, we're still farming, we're still doing good things. They've been posting like crazy. And then just a day later, they say, you know what, we're quitting everything. All that was hosted just a day prior to the announcement we made, screw all that, right? Kadena is going to be useless from now on. I think it's kind of interesting. It's also been suspended from trading for the most part. And I kind of wonder how the price is going to do since it's not tradable on a lot of places. But essentially, if you know, they're going to abandon the project because of some, well, disputes, which we're not going to talk about today because it's quite a difficult one. I do wonder if this is going to absolute zero or going to be bought out, right? Maybe another company is going to buy it over or what? Because it didn't pull a full Luna. Like, it's doing bad, sure, but it's really not even down 99%. It's down 77% throughout the day, which is basically like hack numbers, right? This is also what a lot of other coins have done in the recent past. It's down from 40 cents just like, let's call it 2 weeks ago, to 8 cents. It's bad, but I would have expected it to be at like 0.001 if the foundation says they're done. But the fact that they're still at like a 77 million FDV kind of means some people still believe that they have something planned, or this is just like a marketing thing where, while they open some massive shorts because of potentially legal troubles or the founder having this, that, open a massive short, say they're quitting a day after making things seem like they're normal, make a ton of money on the way down, and then actually, maybe get like a buyout or something new opening up. Or this is just what you call an exit scam, where again, they open up a massive short, take a lot of money out because of this dip, and well, just continue on to the next process. It's going to be hard to say exactly what happened in the background. I think over the next couple of days, we'll get some more info on that. But if you were affected, sorry for you. I don't hold any Kadena. I think perhaps maybe like a few $1,000s at maximum, which obviously right now is down 80% though. But as far as I know, I don't hold any, or at least very, very little. So I didn't get affected too much by this whole ordeal. But if you did, I'm sorry for you, bud. But that's the crypto market for you. I mean, it can happen to any normal company in that sense as well. You just sometimes get unlucky. I don't really know exactly what made them quit. But the fact that it's only down like 60% in a day and only down like 80% throughout the month is kind of sus, because a lot of other coins are down like 75% under normal market conditions. So I'm a little bit suspicious still about what's happening right here. But you know what? That's it for today's little crypto update. Basically, what I want to say is fake out, right? They want you to think it's over, but in reality, most times it bounces off like crazy from this. And the enemy here, for the most part, seems to be the Trump house. Anyway, pay some close attention over the next 48 hours to the inflation numbers, but I'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. That's about it for right now.